Welcome to Buddhist Mindfulness, a channel where we journey together through the depths of spirituality, exploring the wisdom that helps us uncover the mysteries of life, death, and the realms beyond. Our mission is to inspire mindfulness, self-discovery, and a deeper connection with the universe around us. In today's video, we'll delve into the extraordinary near-death experiences of Howard Pittman and Rajiv Party, two individuals who crossed the threshold of life and death and returned with transformative revelations. Their incredible stories shed light on spiritual truths that transcend conventional beliefs, offering profound lessons on love, karma, and the soul's eternal journey. Through their experiences, we gain a unique perspective on the afterlife, its beauty, its challenges, and its teachings, and are reminded of the importance of mindfulness in our daily lives. These accounts also encourage us to reevaluate our priorities and rediscover our purpose, guiding us toward a more meaningful and compassionate existence. Make sure to watch until the end as we uncover life-altering insights that may shift how you perceive your existence on Earth and beyond. Stay tuned for this transformative exploration, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on mindfulness and spiritual awakening. Number 1, Howard Pittman, A Journey Through Darkness and Light. Howard Pittman's life was one of paradoxes. As a dedicated law enforcement officer for 25 years, he had seen the worst humanity had to offer. Each grim experience, a crime scene, a victim's heartbreak, or an act of senseless violence, chipped away at his faith. Over time, Pittman became skeptical about the existence of a higher power. For him, prayer became a hollow ritual, an echo in an empty room. Life's tragedies seemed to affirm his doubt, making him question the presence of good in a world so evidently ruled by chaos. Yet in 1979, an event occurred that forever altered his perception. This was not a subtle nudge towards spirituality, but a cataclysmic, life-shattering experience. The Howard Pittman who emerged on the other side of this ordeal was a completely different man, filled with awe and a newfound purpose. On what seemed like an ordinary morning, Pittman was preparing for an important meeting, but fate had other plans. Without warning, he experienced a sharp pain and collapsed. He had suffered a ruptured artery leading to cardiac arrest. Rushed to the hospital, his body lay on the operating table, but his spirit embarked on a journey to realms unknown. In this state, Pittman found himself engulfed in darkness. It was an eerie and isolating void. There was no sound, no light, and no sense of time. This was not a restful state, but a realm of despair. Alone and overwhelmed, Pittman's skepticism crumbled. He pleaded with God, begging for more time, a chance to make things right. What happened next defied explanation. Pittman's desperate cries were answered, not with condemnation, but with guidance. He encountered beings of light, entities he later recognized as guardian angels. These celestial guides escorted him through various realms, each one unveiling profound spiritual truths that transformed his understanding of existence. Pittman described the spiritual world as a vast, multidimensional space teeming with entities. Some were angelic, exuding warmth and peace, while others were grotesque, embodiments of malice and deceit. He realized that these lower spirits are the root of much of the evil in the physical world. Unlike the Hollywood portrayals of blatant demonic possession, these entities work subtly, whispering doubts, feeding fears, and manipulating choices. One of the most significant revelations Pittman received was about the role of free will. Both guardian angels and dark spirits require human consent to exert influence. This truth emphasized the critical importance of personal choice. Every decision, no matter how small, carries spiritual weight. Choosing kindness over anger, forgiveness over resentment, or courage over fear shifts the balance of power in this unseen battle. Perhaps the most awe-inspiring part of Pittman's journey was his glimpse of the tunnel of light, a radiant passage where souls transition to the afterlife. The sight was both beautiful and sobering. He noted the disparity between the few souls granted passage through the tunnel and the vast numbers who died but were not permitted entry. This observation underscored the gravity of living a life aligned with spiritual truths. Pittman's experience serves as a vivid reminder of the spiritual battle we face daily. It challenges us to be more mindful of the energies we invite into our lives. Negative influences often seep in through unchecked thoughts, careless words, and harmful associations. But just as darkness can infiltrate, so can light if we choose it. Take a moment to reflect. How often do we unintentionally give power to negativity? Whether it's indulging in gossip, harboring resentment, or succumbing to fear, these small choices have far reaching spiritual consequences. Pittman's journey invites us to reclaim our power by aligning our actions with higher principles. To better understand Pittman's revelations, consider the story of a young woman named Emily. For years, Emily battled addiction. Each day was a war between the pull of her vice and the love of her family. She often felt like she was drowning in darkness, much like Pittman in his near death experience. But one day she made a choice. Instead of turning to her addiction, she called a friend for help. That small act of reaching out became a turning point. Over time, with the support of her loved ones and her own determination, Emily overcame her addiction. Her journey illustrates the power of free will and the impact of even the smallest decisions in overcoming darkness. Howard Pittman's story is more than a personal testimony, it's a call to action. His experience sheds light on the interconnectedness of the spiritual and physical realms. It reminds us that our actions ripple through both worlds, influencing not only our lives but the lives of those around us. One of Pittman's key messages is the need for spiritual awareness. Many people go through life oblivious to the unseen forces at work. By cultivating mindfulness, we can become more attuned to these influences. Practices like prayer, meditation, and acts of kindness serve as tools to strengthen our connection to the light. Another lesson from Pittman's journey is the importance of community. Just as dark forces prey on isolation, light thrives in connection. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences, whether friends, family, or faith communities, can fortify us against spiritual attacks. Finally, Pittman's story is a message of hope. Even in our darkest moments, there is always a path back to the light. No one is beyond redemption, and every soul has the potential to contribute to the greater good. This hope is a beacon, guiding us through life's challenges and reminding us of our ultimate purpose. Howard Pittman's journey through darkness and light is a powerful testament to the transformative power of spiritual experiences. His story challenges skeptics and believers alike to reevaluate their understanding of faith, free will, and the unseen forces that shape our lives. As we navigate our own journeys, may we remember his insights and strive to live in alignment with the light, making choices that uplift ourselves and others. In doing so, we not only honor Pittman's message, but also contribute to a world where hope, love, and goodness prevail. Number 2, Rajiv Party, From Materialism to Spiritual Awakening. Dr. Rajiv Party was the embodiment of material success. As a highly skilled and affluent anesthesiologist, he enjoyed a life of luxury, mansions, luxury cars, and a seemingly unshakable position in society. However, his worldview was strictly grounded in science, dismissing anything that could not be empirically verified. To Party, spirituality was a collection of outdated myths and superstitions irrelevant in the modern age. But life has a way of challenging even the most steadfast beliefs. Party's journey from staunch materialism to spiritual enlightenment began in 2011 when he faced a life-threatening illness. His health crisis culminated in a profound near-death experience, NDE, during surgery, forever altering his understanding of reality. The turning point in Dr. Party's life occurred during a routine surgical procedure. Complications led to what medical professionals describe as clinical death. For Party, this was not merely a medical condition, but the gateway to a transformative experience. As his physical body lay lifeless on the operating table, Party's consciousness separated from it. Hovering above, he could see the surgeons working frantically to save him. This out-of-body perspective brought an unimaginable sense of clarity. Time seemed to stand still, and he felt a profound awareness of his surroundings. He could hear conversations in rooms far from the operating theater and even recall details of the procedure that were later verified by the medical staff. These observations defied his understanding of science and the physical limits of human consciousness. More strikingly, Party felt a connection to a greater universal force. For someone who had spent his life in the sterile, logical world of medicine, this experience shattered his preconceived notions about the nature of existence. Dr. Party's journey, however, was not limited to an out-of-body experience. He was drawn to a dark, fiery abyss, a place he interpreted as hell. The oppressive heat, the sounds of wailing, and the overwhelming despair painted a vivid picture of suffering. Parti described this as a confrontation with the consequences of his past actions. A powerful voice resonated within him, pointing out his lack of compassion and kindness, not only toward others, but also toward himself. He was reminded of how he had treated his patients as mere cases, prioritizing efficiency and profit over their emotional needs. His relationships with his family were strained, driven by his relentless pursuit of material wealth. Even his inner life was neglected, consumed by arrogance and a refusal to acknowledge his deeper self. This experience was both terrifying and illuminating. It forced him to confront the truth about his life and the emptiness of his achievements. In that dark abyss, Party felt an intense longing for redemption and an opportunity to change. Just as he felt on the brink of despair, Partey's experience took another dramatic turn. He encountered his deceased father, whose presence radiated warmth and love. His father, along with angelic beings, served as guides in this ethereal realm. They communicated not with words, but through a deep, intuitive understanding, urging him to return to his earthly life with a renewed purpose. These beings imparted a powerful message. Life's true value lies not in material success, but in love, empathy, and spiritual growth. They encouraged him to embrace compassion, forgive himself, and dedicate his life to serving others. This encounter marked the beginning of Party's transformation. When he regained consciousness, Party was no longer the same person. The experience left an indelible mark on his soul, compelling him to reevaluate his priorities and values. Upon recovering, Dr. Party made radical changes in his life. He left his lucrative medical practice, turning away from the materialistic lifestyle he had once cherished. Instead, he chose a path of healing that addressed not only physical ailments, but also emotional and spiritual well-being. Party became an advocate for holistic health, integrating principles of Eastern spirituality with his medical knowledge. He authored books, gave talks, and counseled individuals on the importance of leading a balanced and compassionate life. His mission was clear: to help others avoid the mistakes he had made and to inspire them to prioritize love and self-awareness over material gain. Dr. Party's story is a powerful reminder of the importance of empathy, self-awareness, and spiritual growth. In our relentless pursuit of success, how often do we overlook the emotional needs of those around us? How often do we sacrifice meaningful connections for the sake of ambition? Consider the case of a corporate executive who spends decades climbing the ladder of success, only to realize he has alienated his family and lost touch with his own happiness. Like Party, such individuals often reach a breaking point that forces them to reevaluate their lives. The journey back to wholeness begins with acknowledging the need for change and embracing a more compassionate way of living. Party's experience also challenges us to reconsider our understanding of consciousness and the afterlife. For centuries, stories of near-death experiences have been dismissed as hallucinations or the brain's response to trauma. Yet, the consistency of such accounts across cultures and individuals suggests there may be more to explore. His story bridges the gap between science and spirituality, offering a perspective that values both. It encourages open-mindedness and the possibility that human consciousness extends beyond the physical realm. For medical professionals, it serves as a reminder that healing encompasses more than just the body. It must also address the mind and spirit. Dr. Party's transformation inspires us to reflect on our own lives. Are we living in alignment with our values? Are we prioritizing relationships and emotional well-being over material success? In a world that often equates worth with wealth, Party's story is a call to redefine success. True fulfillment comes not from accumulating possessions, but from cultivating love, kindness, and self-awareness. By sharing his journey, Party offers a roadmap for anyone seeking to live a more meaningful life. The story of Rajiv Party is not just about a single man's spiritual awakening. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of love and empathy. It challenges us to confront our own fears, reevaluate our priorities, and embrace a more holistic approach to life. Whether or not we have a near-death experience, we all have the capacity to awaken to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Dr. Party's journey from materialism to spirituality reminds us that it is never too late to change. No matter how far we may stray from our true selves, the path to redemption is always within reach, waiting for us to take the first step. Number 3, lessons from the afterlife. The topic of the afterlife has intrigued humanity for centuries, stirring questions about the meaning of life, death, and what lies beyond. Accounts from individuals who claim to have experienced near-death episodes often offer profound insights that challenge our understanding of existence. These stories are not mere tales. They serve as reflections on what truly matters in life. Drawing on insights from such accounts, particularly from the works of Betty J. Eadie, Dr. Rajiv Party, and others, we can glean valuable lessons that resonate deeply with our spiritual journey. 1. Life is a spiritual test. Both Dr. Rajiv Party and Daniel Brinkley emphasize that life is a school, a testing ground for spiritual growth. It is not merely about accumulating wealth, achieving professional success, or chasing fleeting pleasures. Instead, life is about cultivating virtues such as love, compassion, patience, and humility. Betty J. Eadie, in her book Embraced by the Light, described how she was shown during her near-death experience that every moment of life presents opportunities for growth. Challenges, no matter how painful or overwhelming, are designed to help us evolve spiritually. She learned that even seemingly insignificant acts, a kind word to a stranger, a moment of gratitude, carry immense spiritual weight. Dr. Party's own near-death experience reinforced this idea. As a successful anesthesiologist, he had focused much of his life on material achievements. However, during his journey to the other side, he was shown how these pursuits had overshadowed his spiritual development. He realized that life's ultimate purpose is to grow in love and align oneself with higher values. This realization transformed his approach to life, leading him to prioritize relationships, mindfulness, and service to others. 2. The power of choice, free will, emerges as a recurring theme in accounts of the afterlife. The decisions we make, big or small, shape not only our earthly lives, but also our spiritual destiny. Betty J. Eadie's experience emphasized that our choices ripple outward, affecting not just ourselves, but also those around us. She recounted how every decision, whether made from fear or love, contributes to the energy we bring into the world. Love-based choices elevate not just our own souls, but the collective consciousness of humanity. Dr. Party's story offers a striking example of the transformative power of choice. During his near-death experience, he faced a vivid life review, where he relived moments when he had caused pain to others through selfishness or indifference. This life review was not a punishment, but a chance to learn and grow. Upon returning to life, Dr. Party chose to embrace a path of healing and forgiveness, both for himself and others. His story illustrates that while we cannot undo past mistakes, we can always choose a better path moving forward. 3. Compassion is key. One of the most profound lessons from near-death experiences is the importance of compassion. Dr. Party's realization about his lack of empathy serves as a wake-up call for all of us. He admitted that before his near-death experience, he often prioritized his own ambitions over the well-being of others. However, his journey to the afterlife revealed the immense spiritual value of compassion. Compassion, as these accounts suggest, is not merely an emotion, but a way of being. It requires us to see beyond ourselves, to recognize the divine spark in every individual. When we act with genuine compassion, we uplift others and nourish our own souls. Compassion is a powerful force that transcends barriers, heals wounds, and connects us to the divine. This lesson is echoed in the works of Daniel Brinkley, who also had multiple near-death experiences. He described how acts of kindness, no matter how small, are recorded in the tapestry of our souls. From comforting a grieving friend to volunteering for a noble cause, these moments of compassion define our spiritual journey. They remind us that we are all interconnected and that our primary purpose is to love and serve one another. 4. The reality of the afterlife. Perhaps the most transformative aspect of near-death experiences is the glimpse they offer into the afterlife. The vivid descriptions of spiritual realms challenge us to reconsider our beliefs about what happens after death. These accounts suggest that the afterlife is far more complex and interconnected than we can imagine. Betty J. Eadie described the afterlife as a place of indescribable beauty and unconditional love. She recounted how she was welcomed by beings of light who emanated pure love and understanding. These beings showed her the interconnectedness of all life, emphasizing that earthly distinctions such as race, religion, and status are irrelevant in the spiritual realm. Dr. Party's experience mirrored this vision. He described ascending through realms of light, encountering beings who guided him with wisdom and compassion. He also experienced a sense of oneness with the universe, a feeling of being deeply connected to all living beings. This sense of unity left a lasting impression, reshaping his understanding of life and spirituality. These descriptions of the afterlife invite us to view death not as an end, but as a transition to a higher state of existence. They encourage us to live with greater awareness, knowing that our actions, thoughts, and intentions have eternal significance. The afterlife, as these accounts suggest, is not a place of judgment, but a realm of learning, growth, and infinite possibilities. The insights gained from near-death experiences are not just fascinating stories, they are calls to action. They challenge us to rethink our priorities, to focus on what truly matters. Here are some practical ways to integrate these lessons into our daily lives. Cultivate spiritual growth. Make time for practices that nourish your soul, such as meditation, prayer, or journaling. Reflect on how your daily actions align with your higher values. Make conscious choices. Before making decisions, ask yourself whether they are rooted in love or fear. Strive to choose love, even in challenging situations. Practice compassion. Look for opportunities to help others, whether through a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or a listening ear. Remember that small acts of kindness can have a profound impact. Embrace unity. Recognize the interconnectedness of all life. Treat others with respect and empathy, knowing that we are all part of the same divine tapestry. Live with purpose. Let go of trivial concerns and focus on what truly matters. Spend quality time with loved ones, pursue meaningful work, and seek joy in the present moment. In conclusion, the lessons from the afterlife remind us that life is a precious gift, a journey of growth and discovery. By embracing these lessons, we can lead lives filled with purpose, love, and spiritual fulfillment. The afterlife, far from being a distant mystery, becomes a guiding light that illuminates our path here and now. The journeys of Howard Pittman and Rajiv Party illuminate profound truths about the human experience. Their near-death experiences, spiritual awakenings, and transformations reveal that life is far more than a series of mundane events. It is a sacred opportunity for spiritual evolution, a chance to align with deeper values, cultivate compassion, and nurture our spiritual well-being. Their stories are not just tales of extraordinary moments, they are wake-up calls for all of us to examine our own lives and choices. As you reflect on their journeys, consider how their insights apply to your own life. Are you truly living in alignment with your highest values? In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of what matters most. Work, responsibilities, and distractions often pull us away from our inner truth. But these stories remind us that every moment is an opportunity to recalibrate, to reconnect with the core values that give our lives meaning and purpose. Another essential question to ponder is, how can you bring more compassion into your daily interactions? Both Pittman and Party's experiences highlight the importance of kindness, empathy, and connection. Compassion is not just an abstract ideal. It's a practice that can transform relationships and communities. Whether it's a small act of kindness toward a stranger or a meaningful gesture of understanding toward a loved one, these moments of compassion ripple outward, creating a more harmonious world. Finally, what steps can you take to nurture your spiritual well-being? Spirituality looks different for everyone, and there is no one-size-fits-all path. For some, it might mean meditation, prayer, or mindfulness practices. For others, it could be spending time in nature, journaling, or engaging in acts of service. The key is to create space in your life for reflection and growth, a sacred time to reconnect with yourself and the universe. At Buddhist Mindfulness, we encourage you to explore these questions deeply. Mindfulness is not just a practice, it's a way of life. It invites you to approach each moment with curiosity, presence, and an open heart. Through mindfulness, you can uncover the beauty and wisdom that exist within and around you. Remember, transformation is always possible, no matter where you are on your journey. As Pittman and Party's stories show, even the most challenging moments can become catalysts for profound growth. We'd love to hear your thoughts. How do these stories resonate with you? Have you had moments in your own life that served as wake up calls for change? Share your reflections in the comments below. Your insights could inspire someone else to take their own first step toward mindfulness and spiritual growth. Thank you for being a part of this journey with us. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Buddhist Mindfulness. Together, we can create a community of understanding, compassion, and inner peace. Let's continue walking this path of mindfulness and self-discovery together. Until next time, stay mindful, stay compassionate, and keep seeking the deeper meaning in life.